Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Cosmic consciousness, family and soul tribe. Hope everybody's feeling good for no reason at all. I'm feeling absolutely marvelous. 2022. I'm knocking down everything. February 2nd, 2022. Some beautiful energy in the atmosphere. I'm feeling good. Hope everybody operating in the highest frequency, highest version, authentic version of your best self. We get another day. If you're alive, we get another day to walk through this valley amongst shadows of ourselves. No matter how it sounds, that's a good thing. It's all perception. As I present myself, I welcome you all, old souls. When we fall in love with ourselves, when we fall in love with oneself, from an unselfish space, we understand the workings by the work we have put in and through the oneness of our own journey. So if you put in partial work, you get a partial result. If you put in full work, you're gonna get a whole result. So I greet everybody in wholeness, long story short. Wholeness is a beautiful place to be. When we operate from a place of wholeness, or when I'm operating from a place of wholeness, that's the I am in me. When you're operating from a place of wholeness, that is the I am in you. What does that mean? For those who understand, it means that human consciousness is not like God consciousness. Human consciousness is not God consciousness. This is the I am in me. How the I am in you may operate is what you will be able to tell through your own journey, the life of your own experience. Your consciousness is your key to dropping your karma. And the reason that I'm touching on these things is because I was asked the question about how do you tap in. And when I started this video, I don't think nobody seen I had to do anything to tap in. It's a space that I occupy in my mind. So anytime I want to present myself to others from a tapped in space, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to get ready or I don't have to prepare. I just know what I want to do or what I need to say. Your consciousness is your key to dropping your karma. We still entertaining the question about what do we have to do to tap in. I'm gonna get to that. Your consciousness is your key to dropping your karma. It's something that we need to comprehend before we get to tapping in, because until you're able to do it at will, there is some things that we need to do to be able to tap in. But first we need to understand some things. Your consciousness. See, we need to understand our consciousness. Our consciousness is the key to our karma, unless somebody else created it for us. And karma don't necessarily mean good or bad. It's whatever we present in ourselves to have. Your consciousness. Now the question is, where is your focus? What holds your attention? Furthermore, what holds your attention most of the day? Or what's holding your attention from moment to moment? What's holding your attention right now? How are you spinning on your axis? Or are you wobbling? It's time to think different. It's time to think out the box. The veil is thinning. And life is shifting. Now that may mean something different to everybody who come across this message, and it's supposed to, according to where you are in the life experience of your journey. As we lift ourselves up, we lift up everything around us. For those who know that they are consciously creating their own reality, and we're co-creating in the reality of others who are consciously creating their own reality, we comprehend that as we raise ourselves up, as we lift ourselves up, as we elevate ourselves, raise our frequency, whatever you want to call it, we lift up the lives of everything around us. Even without knowing it. Your consciousness is your key. But for some of us, our consciousness is our trigger. Old souls. I'm talking to old souls. Where are we aiming? What are we aiming for? What are we aiming at? These are important questions we need to start asking ourselves, because even though I spoke of a veil, the veil ain't so thin anymore. the veil ain't so thin anymore, man. Everything we thought that was on the other side of the veil, right here with us right now. Regardless if you can see it or not, regardless if you can pick up on the frequencies or not. I know this resonates with somebody. The actuality is, it never was no veil there. Due to the educational systems and religious systems, we was made to believe it was one there. The whole time, the veil was in our mind. But now, the veil has been lifted from our mind, because we in Ascension, everybody woke, everybody awakened, everybody illuminated, you know. So, if that's the case, everybody right where they're supposed to be, working from the place that they woke up in. Because we ain't got time to be wishing we was nowhere else. You know, you only got the place to work from where you find yourself at right now in this moment. Now we got to be able to hold our light in the dark place. For those of us have made contact, you know, with our light, those of us who have made contact with that close encounter of a third kind within ourselves, you got to learn how to hold that light, that being. You got to know how to be that being in the midst of dark places. We can't skip the line. You hear me? We still can't skip the line. The work that we do on ourselves reveal our own insecurities. But you know what's surprising that I found about the work that we do on ourselves? It revealed the insecurities of others. Yeah, this work that we do on ourselves, it revealed wherever insecurity exists. It's not your fault that you vibrate on a higher frequency. We may be made to feel like that by low vibratory forces. But the work that we do on ourselves reveal wherever insecurities exist. And when we do this work on ourselves, it's going to reveal wherever insecurities exist. And when you do expose people in their insecurities, they're going to avoid you. That's not a bad thing. But understand, a lot of people not ready. A lot of people not ready to cause shifts for changes to occur in their life. A lot of people still used to operating from a low vibrational space that they always been operating from. And that's okay. I just hope you ain't choosing it for you, because I ain't choosing for me. You hear me? A lot of people still used to operating from the shadow side of oneself, and that's okay. Back to what do you have to do to tap in, family? You really don't have to do nothing to tap in. Not anything at all. It's knowing what you need to stop doing that's got you keep tapping out. Yeah, I'm talking slick, but somebody gonna catch it. You really don't have to do anything to tap in. Not anything at all. It's figuring out what we need to stop doing that keep us tapping out. It starts with how we think. It starts with how we think within ourselves, in the deepest chambers of ourselves. And how we think is so important, because if you don't know, I'm going to share something with you. We could change the megahertz of our cellular structure just by the way that we think. We've been doing it. And for those who catch what I just said, this is how you actually could change your life. Because the highest definition of changing my life was when I used my mental capacities to start changing my health, my cellular structure. Then I seen it transfer, because I've been doing some things that medical help couldn't help me, because in their mind, according to all their technology, nothing was wrong. But within, I knew some things was wrong, you know, and I had to tap in within that good physician within myself, you know, and work out some things in myself. For those who would resonate with, y'all know what I'm talking about, and y'all know what I'm talking to, because this requires some real work, some spiritual work. Invest in yourself. Invest in your harmony. Invest in your spirit. Invest in the well-being of your mind. Invest in the love of yourself. Life's so tricky the way that it teaches us. A lot of times we don't see what we need to see because we don't know what we're looking for. Then there's sometimes where we don't see what we're looking for because it's right in our face. Then sometimes we can't see what we're looking for just for the fact that we're looking. Eventually we come to know what we're looking for because it all becomes obvious. But what price will you have been on paid by the time that it do? I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm talking to somebody. When it all becomes obvious, what price will have you? What price will you have paid? Welcome to the new normal, family. Whatever your new normal is. Whatever your new normal is, though, I hope it don't involve nothing old. Because we ain't trying to go back down there. You heard? A lot of us had to rebuild ourselves. Not only ourselves, our life. Brick by brick. Layer by layer. Level by level. Literally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You know I'm talking to somebody. A lot of us had to close out old cycles. Old cycles with people, old cycles with places, old cycles with habits, old cycles with how we speak, old habits in the way that we do things. A lot of work. A lot of us had to do a lot of work to grow spiritually, mentally, and emotionally abundant. A lot of us went through health issues and other challenging challenges that challenge something in us to rise up, to either be subdued by it or be subject or be an overcomer of it, from it. And it took everything that we had in us to get through, to get over and overcome. I know. I am weak. We had to walk through fire to spark our own lamp. Some of us had to walk through fire to become gold in the midst of base metals. I know. I myself walked through the valley amongst shadows of myself. My point is, the good point about this is, family, if you still here, we made it. Inspire, compliment, encourage. Feel good for no reason at all. Remain true and authentic to the highest version of your best self. I love y'all. SAIWOODAGOD. Peace.